Good afternoon. I have another story for y'all. This young child's name is Ailea Brown, and it's a lot of moving parts in this story. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it.
Baltimore County Police are searching for a missing 10-year-old girl. Ailea Brown has been missing since May 25th. She was last seen at her home. Baltimore County Police say this has been an active investigation since 10-year-old Ailea Brown went missing. But they say they have now reached a point in their investigation where they're asking the public for any information leading to her whereabouts. Someone inside the home on Aaron Russell Court called police saying the child vanished around 1 a.m.
We don't have any evidence right now that showed that this was some type of stranger abduction. The interesting
Yeah,
thing
she
about
had
the
noticed
situation
person.
is that this was the same young lady who was left inside of a car by her mother about 6 years ago while the mother was inside of a casino.
A few days ago, Ailea Brown is Big Tigger's wife, but she also posted a video to her Instagram with a bruised face, and the caption said, "Ask my husband what happened to my face."
Allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false.
Remember Ailea Brown? She was the same lady that left her kid in a car for 8 hours to go.
45 spoke with the child's mother, Ailea Brown, who says despite speculation on social media, 10-year-old Ailea is not currently with her. The mother says Ailea lives in a foster home and was lost 3 times before.
Investigating to see if there's a connection here. Right now we can't confirm. We don't know the whereabouts of Ailea, so we can't confirm what we have right now at this point. We want to find out, did she leave on her own, or did someone help her, or did someone provoke her to leave?
At DeVry, our #1 goal is helping you achieve yours. Whether you're looking to move into management or move on to something new, DeVry helps turn your passion into possibility. You work toward your goals. DeVry works for you.
Your patients may now be doing more of their own research, bringing you questions or opinions on their birth control selection. Imagine offering an alternative to combined oral contraceptive pills, whether she cannot take estrogen or just prefers not to. Together, you can find the right fit for her. Let's talk estrogen-free. Slind is a Trispirida.
Ailea Brown was a 10-year-old girl living in Maryland at the time of her disappearance. Today, she is 17. She was growing up in what appeared to be a quiet residential neighborhood and likely spent her days, like many children her age, balancing school, routines, and the early stages of adolescence. During her youth, she experienced neglect, leading to significant challenges in her life. She was a child caught between 2 worlds, navigating everyday childhood experiences while also living under the strain of an ongoing custody battle between her parents. Ailea is the daughter of Durrell Williams and Ailea Brown. According to reports, Durrell lives in Maryland and is described as chill, laid back, and hardworking. Durrell was interviewed on the Nina and Joe afternoon show live in Washington, where he shared a little insight into their relationship in its early stages.
Met Ailea in 2009. How our beginning started, we dated for a year, didn't work out, and in that year she sent me to jail, which was kind of my primary reason for not having this workout. And from the time she was pregnant, had the baby, and we both tried to raise her, did not really want me involved in Aaliyah's life. So it had always been a struggle to be consistently involved in Aaliyah's life without the court's help. I've always went to jail, ironically, for the same charge, and it was for assault. We got in an argument. We supposed to go out one night back in, 2013, I believe, or no, I'm sorry, 2009, 2010 maybe. We supposed to have went out, and we got in an argument, so I think I turned my car around, and I was going to take her back home, and he took the keys out the car, and we almost crashed. When I got the keys back to the car, started hitting me with everything that was in vicinity of her reach in my marks on me. And they arrested her that night. But because she was pregnant, he said she was miscarrying. They took her to the hospital. And then they released her. A day later, I got arrested. So I had a warrant for my name saying that I brutally assaulted this woman and it was put false.
So who is Ailea Brown? Ailea Brown is originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and has built a strong academic and professional background. She attended Phillips Academy in Massachusetts, where she studied rigorous academics and learned Russian. She later earned a degree in criminal justice from the University of Maryland, College Park, and a master's in political science from American University in Washington, D.C. Her background led her into technology consulting and cybersecurity. Before that, she served 4 years in the Army National Guard, training as a Russian linguist. She has said her early goal was to combine her military and language skills with high-level policy work. Brown later co-wrote a cloud handbook for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. After working in the Baltimore City Mayor's office, she transitioned fully into IT compliance and cybersecurity, advancing her career at Oracle. She eventually founded TMG Consulting Service and worked as a cybersecurity contractor for agencies including the Department of Defense, the Veterans Health Administration, and NIST. She has also worked as a personnel security specialist for the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. She became highly regarded in the tech sector and gained recognition for advancing initiatives supporting minority women in technology. She also previously served as the state president for the Maryland chapter of Blacks in Technology. While Ailea was earning recognition for her intelligence,
For this woman to be so intelligent, how did she end up to being a piss poor parent? How?
career success, Ailea went missing at just 10 years old after a bitter custody battle between Ailea and Darrell. He had been seeking custody since their daughter was 4, citing concerns of neglect. One major incident drew public attention on December 31st, 2013, when Ailea left her 4-year-old daughter alone in a freezing car for 8 hours while she gambled at a casino. She was initially charged with felony child abuse, neglect, and abandonment. Child Protective Services intervened immediately and placed
they should have
Ailea in her
intervened.
grandmother's custody while Ailea was jailed. In 2014, Ailea accepted a plea deal and pleaded guilty to reckless endangerment. She was sentenced to 3 years with all but 5 days suspended, followed by 3 years of supervised probation, mandatory counseling, and a ban from entering casinos. However, she still had custody of her daughter. After the incident, Darrell intensified his custody efforts. Although he first filed when Ailea was 4, he did not get a court date until she was 7.
When I got the call, I jumped in my car and I ran and I went immediately to their family's house. I don't think it was the grandmother's home, but it was like her sister, the aunt. And, they were real friendly, welcomed me in because that's where Ailea had been. Well, they went and picked her up from the casino once everything kind of came out. So I went and put eyes and hands on my daughter as soon as I got the call. After it happened, her custody wasn't immediately transferred or changed, was because in Maryland they will do their very best to keep mom and child, whether it be mom daughter or mom son. They do not want to separate the mother from the children. So you can leave a child in the car for 8 hours, and that's not good enough or not damaging enough in the state's eyes. They created a safety plan instead of removing my child from her care, like they should have, and transfer custody, or at least get the child out of the home for the time being and do the investigation. None of that happened. They never separated from her even getting in trouble or being arrested. When she came home, she saw her daughter.
The case lasted nearly a year and a half and involved ongoing conflict.
If it were my time to have, I guess, visitation, or if he just with me, he would send her with like 3 phones, an iPad, and call every one of them. Anytime I would spend time with my daughter, he would make sure to tell her she's in like Disneyland or something to make my daughter jealous of not being record and said that I have $100,000 cash in the corner of the stashed in my house. And I'm still looking for that.
Wasn't there some allegations about as well?
Yeah, that came at the end, or that came toward her losing the custody battle. Like her last draw, the last, spring she could pull. And again, it's an easy thing to do because the department does not decipher. They assume truth until it's proven, disproven. And she said that I was my child, and they took her. The department took her from me to do an investigation.
In the end, a Maryland judge revoked Alicia's custody and granted full legal and physical custody to Daryl Williams. But because the molestation allegations were so severe, Ailea was reportedly living in a foster home at that time. But not even days after the verdict, Daryl said his daughter was gone.
The day that she vanished was actually that morning, and it was the day before they were going to pretty much quash the case. They being DSS. By this time, they took all communication away. I wasn't recommended for the end. They said no more communication. And she's in foster care. It's like ridiculous. And before that was about to be over, and that's why everyone's seeing the Aaron Russell court. That's not an address that she lives. That was the where she was staying, the person. And I had met the parent and all of that because it was waiting till I was still going to go and visit.
She was last seen at a home on the 300 block of Aaron Russell Court. Around the same time, a white SUV was reported idling nearby. Someone inside the home called police, stating the child disappeared around 1 a.m.
Baltimore County Police are searching for a missing 10-year-old girl. Ailea Brown has been missing since May 25th. She was last seen at her home in the 300 block of Aaron Russell Court. Police say that a white SUV was seen in the area at the time. Anyone with any information about where she could be should contact police.
Escape the indoors with Cutter Backyard Bug Solutions. From lawn treatment that lasts
Any information about where she could be should contact police.
Within a week, Baltimore County Police said they had no reason to believe Ailea was taken by a stranger. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children classified the case as a parental or family abduction.
We don't have any evidence right now that showed that this was some type of stranger abduction, but we do have information there was a white SUV that was seen in the area just before she was reported missing. Right now we are following up several leads. We're hoping that the public can come forward and give us some additional information. The most interesting thing about this situation is that this was the same young lady who was left inside of a car by her mother about 6 years ago while the mother was inside of a casino.
The mom knows something.
Investigating to see if there's a connection here. Right now,
I don't care what none of y'all say. The
mom
mom has something to do with it.
So we can't confirm what we have right now at this point. We want to find out, did she leave on her own, or did someone help her, or did someone provoke her to leave?
On May 31st, 2019, Daryl's then-girlfriend, Brittany Morgan, shared information online stating that Alicia drove two white vehicles, a BMW X5 and a 2015 Mercedes G-Wagon. She also claimed Alicia was unstable and willing to take extreme measures to regain custody. According to her, there was an active protective order preventing Alicia from contacting her daughter. At the time, many believed Ailea was with Alicia. However, when contacted by Fox 45, Alicia denied having her daughter.
Fox 45 spoke with the child's mother, Alicia Brown, who says despite speculation on social media, 10-year-old Ailea is not currently with her. The mother says Ailea lives in a foster home and was lost 3 times before. Police can't confirm those allegations or whether or not the mom is a person of interest.
While Alicia has a prior incident involving child neglect, she has not been charged or arrested for kidnapping due to a lack of direct, actionable physical evidence linking her to Ailea's disappearance. Because Ailea is legally classified as a missing person rather than a confirmed victim of a crime, police cannot make an arrest without a warrant supported by probable cause. Then, 2 months after her daughter was reported missing, Alicia decided to return to court to file a lawsuit. On July 3, 2019, Alicia filed a lawsuit against Baltimore County court officials and Daryl Williams. She argued that her juvenile records were improperly used in court and that recorded phone calls were obtained without her consent, causing personal and professional harm. She She sought to block the use of those records, and she requested millions in damages. The case was dismissed due to lack of jurisdiction, meaning the federal court did not have the authority to hear it. Over the years, the case has faced significant jurisdictional challenges. However, that has not stopped Darrell from actively searching for his daughter. He remains firm in his belief that Ailea knows exactly where their daughter is and continues to seek answers.
I've had two private investigators, one that worked pro bono for me for a couple months, and then the other I paid until I couldn't pay anymore. So as you all know, that's a great idea, but that's the worst plan for me, because the moment that this woman sees me, she's going to allege I did something and try to call the police. That blows up my entire plan there. But PIs are not free, and I went broke, and I do mean broke, and for my family lawyer to be involved consistently in my daughter's life. So I didn't have any more money to pay for, and that's kind of part of the plan that you want. Bleed your pocket first. Can't win a war with no money.
Ailea, however, has said very little publicly since her interview with local news. Despite the case, Ailea has continued to build her career in tech, becoming known for supporting minority women. In 2022, she won a high-profile employment lawsuit in Washington, D.C., which brought attention to workplace misconduct. She later founded the Cyber Bay Initiative in 2023.
Hey y'all, so I'm here in LA. I am going to be going to the award on Monday, but before then, I'm going to be outside just a tad little bit. So hang with me, come see what we doing, and y'all help me pick up your ass. Like, for real. Mama gained a lot of weight. Mama need to lose this weight, but I'm so self-conscious about my body right now, so you guys help me out. Bye.
Before her recent public relationship, she previously had a child with another man, and it has been alleged she named that child Ailea like her first.
I'm not going to say his name, I'll just call him JR. That's the child before Tigger's is a young girl. And ironically, her name is Ailea Brown as well. But she goes by. Well, one could only guess that because when you're searching for a missing child, we would hope that this baby comes up that's, alive and well and no one's looking for. So it throws off your search records, it throws off school records, it throws off identification purposes.
In 2024, it was publicly reported that she was in a commitment with Darian Big Tigger Morgan, a well-known television and radio personality best recognized for hosting BET's Rap City before becoming a longtime radio host in Atlanta. In March 2025, the couple welcomed their first child together, a son.
Baby, you don't know what you did to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give can't be replaced. So calm down, dude. Let's compromise. I love you, won't please you any way I can. I wish in my world, don't you understand?
Hey, have you been researching dental implants? Did you know you can now get permanent teeth in just 24 hours? With most traditional dental offices, you may be waiting.
When the announcement was made, Darrell expressed disbelief, questioning how Ailea was able to build a prominent career and new family while still being publicly tied to a missing child case. He stated that both he and others had attempted to inform Tigger about the situation. According to Darrell, he is aware but has chosen not to get involved. By June 2026, Tigger had also come under public scrutiny following serious allegations made by Ailea on social media. She posted emotional videos and images showing visible facial injuries and suggested their relationship was ending due to an alleged affair between him and his radio co-host, Francesca Amaker. Posts were later removed, and she returned online shortly after appearing unharmed and stating everything was fine.
I was upstairs in her room when she was sleeping in her room, but we all know that is not happening. And Big Son's not upstairs in his room, of course. He doesn't go anywhere else. Somebody asked me, do I have freckles? I do. They just be randomly popping up, but yes, I do.
This is not the first time Tigger has faced controversy surrounding his public image, both professionally and personally. Between 2023 and 2026, changes to his radio show drew attention after co-hosts Ms. Pat and Shamia Morton departed amid reported internal conflict.
Me and Shamia didn't have no idea. No idea at all. I just knew they was going to renew her contract and I was going to go on by my business. I was never there and I could never be there. But that's what happened when you work with a hater. Man, I'm just going to go and say it. I don't even care because they can't about what my... You know who the hater is, Tigger. Tigger's the biggest hater. You had a good show and you messed it up because of your ego. And I think it's because I would come in there and say, I know it because I didn't care. I said, look, I don't need a job. And it is, when you work with somebody who, it's just jealousy. To me, it was jealousy. Really, I'm just going to go and put it out there. And if you call me, we can fight in the street. it was jealousy. But I was really, when they walked me in there and they said, we're not renewing your contract, because I said I was leaving in August, I was so shocked. I said, y'all going to fire me? Wow. Do you know these people get up to listen to me? Don't nobody listen to this crap.
I got a hit podcast, hit TV show.
Hit TV show. Yeah. And you gonna find a person who had the most going on, which was me and Shamil. You gonna leave the DJ? You want the DJ just to spin records?
They can at least reach out to you and say thank you for it.
I blocked that. He sure did. I said, I'm not Shamil. You don't play with me. I'm 52 years old. I don't have time to play these games with you. You're low down, you're dirty, and anybody who go over there and work for him, and the show was doing well. When I got there, with that number 15. When I left, we were 2 and 3. You gonna fire us? You should have got fired. But keep your little show, because I ain't never needed it anyway. My team was like, why are you going over there and work for that old dead-ass station? I said, I want to work for V103. I'm from Atlanta. I want to work for V103. Don't make me wake up and take unnecessary baths.
Longtime Atlanta host Jazzy McBee later stepped in as co-host, but was also replaced in April 2026 by Francesca Amaker.
Big Tigger on the show. Big Tigger's in the building.
Yeah, and Francesca, I'm here.
Guess who else in the building? Ernest.
No.
Shaw.
No.
Ted.
No.
Who here?
Jason Weaver's in the building.
Jason Weaver. But yeah, y'all can call me Jason.
In his personal life, controversies have always resurfaced, mainly around his sexuality. In 2007, Kareen Steffens claimed on Jamie Foxx's radio show that Tigger was hiding his true identity and living a double life. He sought legal counsel, but no confirmed the legal outcome was made public.
Give me something, Tigger. Give me something.
First of all, how far you missed the 5 hours?
I'm good. First of all, I want to talk about this stank meat. Stank meat has spoken out against you.
Hold on, you and Tigger been fucking for years. Hold on, this is not fair.
You know you're right. Go ahead, Tigger. Really, Tigger, for real?
Love Tigger.
This is the second time we going back through this. There is never a time in your life when you can say the things that allegedly you're saying happened.
That's not true. Memorial Day, Miami weekend. I walked into your hotel room. It's like straight asshole. You let me get to the bedroom. I pulled the sheet back so the blood all over the sheets. Let's be honest, Tigger. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That didn't happen. That did not happen.
Let's talk about it, Tigger. What? I love you still.
Wait. I'm just going to analyze what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Nigga ain't gonna analyze because she just told you. But let's get to it.
Corinne, I tell you what, you can keep on with all of this. I'm glad you're getting checks. I'm glad you get money.
I'll be right back, y'all.
I want you to remember who sent you money to feed your son
You did.
You said there wasn't no food in the fridge.
Absolutely.
I want you to remember all of this.
Let's go Tyson Beckford right now.
She's
I want to crawling out.
You said Tyson Beckford?
Let's go Tyson Beckford right now.
I believe. Wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Listen. Let me say this. I love women. I love women that love women. Never in my life had a man get behind me. I've never gotten behind a man. That's not how I do.
Because you take it on your back, baby.
You do?
What?
She says, I hate to say it, but I feel like this is the first time I watched Mike Tyson fight Evander Holyfield. I couldn't believe it. Come on, I'm not here to argue with her about it. You better.
Insurance companies are trying to remove a viral social media video that claims people involved in a car accident in the last year could receive up to 10 times more from their settlement.
Tyson Beckford also addressed the claims during an appearance on The Breakfast Club.
So I don't know how she remembered my phone number. It called me and I was like, who this? I was like, nah, I ain't getting involved because I like to mind my business. We talking about ocean. You kind of bought some of this stuff up. Yeah. You remember the Roman Superhead? Yeah, I mean, that's another one. Like, I mean, come on, girl, you can't. Like, I never hung out with Tigger. I'm like, I don't even know that ninja like that. You know what I mean? I met him a couple times at the hip hop event, and that's it. But again, where is she? Where is she? You know what I mean? Who is she? Yeah. It's nobody just out here trying to tell stories on. She don't name how many of us. You know what I mean? And it's like, girl, go sit down somewhere. How did they impact you back then? How did it bother me? Yeah, back then. Oh, one time so let me tell you how that rumor started. She called me one time talking about, I need some money, I need a place to stay. So, evidently, we lived in Jersey together. I guess Tigger lived in Jersey too somewhere, and I lived in Fort Lee at the time. So he lived around somewhere in that area, and they got into some fight. So I don't know how she remembered my phone number. It called me, and I was like, what? I was like, nah, I ain't getting involved because I like to mind my business. So I denied her, and then the next thing you know, that came about. And I was like, you petty. Wow. I mean, so, again, these people just hating. It's bad. I don't know why people want to pick on me. It's childish. Because he's like, what can I do? Get out of here. Get here mad. I'm the most masculine dude ever. I got gay friends, yeah, but I have no problems with the gay community, and they always back me up and be like, no, he's not like that. He's just one who looks out for us, and I don't believe in people picking on them for no reason. And yeah, I will fight you if I see you messing with somebody because they're trans or they're gay. That's not right. You know what I mean? We're all human beings. We're all people of this world. You know, we're all God's kids. But why are you picking on somebody because of their sexual preference? What do you care what somebody doing in their house? That's not your business. So I believe that, people who throw that stigmatism on me or that name calling, it's just childish.
Not long after that situation, he returned to the spotlight for dating actress Keisha Knight Pulliam from around 2013 to 2015. She often spoke highly of him, calling him her partner in life, love, and silliness. Their split was amicable and kept private. Soon after, she married Ed Hartwell in 2015, which led to a public divorce in 2016 when he questioned the paternity of her unborn child and suggested she had been involved with Tigger, claims he denied. A paternity test later confirmed Hartwell as the father of their daughter, Ella Grace.
Which brings us to our latest story. There's been lots of conversation and innuendo suggesting that I might be the father of someone's child. There is 0% chance. child that is being alleged might be mine. It's mine. Couldn't have impregnated a female I've not spoken to, nor seen, nor been in the physical presence of. I haven't seen shorty. Since our breakup. Any insinuation, speculation, intimation, or rumor of me being the father of that young lady's beautiful child on the way, just not true. Furthermore, I respect the institution and the concept of marriage. That's why I have not been married. My father was married 3 times. I don't want to do that. I just want to get married once. I want to get married to the person I love, and we want us to stay together. Third, I find it incredibly unfortunate that any man would desert his woman, his pregnant wife. Furthermore, to do so behind her back while publicly questioning her character by asking for a paternity test, to me is corny. That's my opinion. Lastly, I'm saddened that she has to endure this messiness and drama throughout her pregnancy. I wish her and her daughter well. As far as I'm concerned, this concludes Annie, and I do mean Annie, involvement of me. I have nothing to do with it. That's between them. Please leave me out of it. I wish all parties in the situation well, most importantly, her and her daughter.
Today, Tigger is back in the media addressing his relationship with his wife, Ailea. He spoke on air after police documents resurfaced. According to the records, Brown was involved in an alleged May assault that led to a domestic dispute investigation, with Tigger identified as the suspect. Dispatch logs show Brown sought medical treatment and was later taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The documents do not explain what caused her injuries, and it's unclear if any charges were filed.
Good morning, Atlanta. I'm extremely privileged to be here this morning, back at work. Over the past several days, there's been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life. I understand this can happen being a public person. I've been doing radio now 32 years, television for 29. I appreciate, first and foremost, the support concerning so many people have shown. I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues. I'd like to apologize to you, Francesca, for the impact of these last few days or this last week. I hope you accept my apology. Out of respect for everyone involved, I ask for grace, privacy, and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of serving this in many communities through music, entertainment, and connection. I remain grateful for the trust so many of you have placed in me throughout that journey, and I intend to continue living and leading in that manner worthy of that trust. And to all the people who have either quietly or loudly stood up and stood 10 toes for me, I appreciate it. For the people who have reached out to check on me, I appreciate you. No name dropping necessary, you know who you are.
Imagine reclaiming 8 hours every single week. Starting now, clinicians,
no name dropping necessary, you know who you are.
Francesca has also come out and denied the allegations. All in all, this is a story with many moving parts and individuals. Everyone's background in this situation has left many questioning what is true and what isn't. Allegations of a possible divorce and conflicting public narratives have only added to the confusion. While some express sympathy for Ailea, others remain focused on the unresolved disappearance at the center of it all. As of June 2026, Ailea has been missing for over 7 years. Her case remains open and unresolved with the Baltimore County Police Department. Her father continues to advocate for his daughter's return and has publicly stated his belief that Ailea knows where she is.
I want her to know, Ailea, I want you to know that if it's one thing that has never stopped, is me loving you. I love you now, I love you then, and I'm going to love you until the end of my own time. I I have not gone anywhere. I'm going to always be your dad, and I am here for you. At any time you want to call me, send me a picture or anything. I promise it'll just be between you and me. And I miss you. I cannot wait to see you again. I need to see you again. And I couldn't get back some of those moments in your life that I missed. And whatever the reason, I'm still sorry that I wasn't there. But I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So I want you to know whenever you're ready, whenever you want to, please reach out to me or anybody in the family. We are here for you. And we miss you.
Anyone with information related to Ailea's disappearance is urged to contact the Baltimore County Police Department at 410-887-2222.
I'm about to go here into part 2. Just part 2.
She was so stressed out.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back all the way to the beginning. Come on.
Ailea is now 17. Who was Ailea as a little girl?
Vibrant. She was very active. She was into a lot of activities, cheerleading, dance, primarily dance. She was in ballet. She did soccer. She was pretty much just a vibrant young child.
What was your favorite memory at that time with her?
My favorite memory at that time was when we went to the carnival. It's probably, I think she might have been about 5 or 6 at that time. But we went to the carnival and we just had pretty much endless fun. It was probably one of the best times we had together.
What kind of father were you trying to be?
I mean, I was trying to be the best father to my daughter. A protector, a provider. I'm her biggest fan, so I would have been supportive in anything that she was, trying to do. I went to the activities that I didn't know about, so I was just trying to support, protect, and encourage her to be, a successful adult and go on from there.
How would you describe your relationship before the custody battle intensified?
I would say it was a little rocky because she was
tap screen, please.
So stressed out
Please tap
time.
screen.
I feel like because she didn't have any type of security in a sense. Every day there was something new happening as far as where she needed to go. Almost every day or every week, she had a new location of where she needed to go. The things that had been going on in court, the things that her mom had been doing in between the court proceedings and trying to just keep showing up and just always popping up wherever she was. It was really confusing her. So I think she was very, I would say, a bit on edge or hesitant when it came to just showing her emotions or feelings toward.
And I saw in the documents that the judge said her mother was a heavy influence on her. Before Ailea was even born, what was your relationship like with Alicia?
When she was born, it wasn't that long. So it was, we met, we got along until we didn't. And when we didn't get along, when we got into an argument or a disagreement, I quickly learned the methods and routes that she's willing to take to get some get back or retaliation. And I can't deal with a person like that, even whether it be my own child's mom or anyone. I can't associate myself with that.
Yeah.
Looking back now, do you think the custody fight began because the romantic relationship ended?
Absolutely not. The court case began not even because of the casino incident. The court case began because I was always having trouble having consistent time and just spending time with my daughter. There was no other way I was going to get over this hill without divorce help. gloves off and just do it the unconventional way, but that would not have solved anything in this type of situation.
Of course, we all heard about the tragic story. Why do you think the judge changed her 3-year sentence to, I believe, 5 days after the casino incident?
Well, I expressed my disgust, utter disgust, but it fell on deaf ears, and the judge made that decision and had some type of modification in place after the probation period, so it wouldn't be counted against or go against her record. But they gave her a slap on the wrist, and that's just kind of the best way to put it.
Do you think she's connected by any way with anyone? I know she worked at the Baltimore mayor's office, because I just don't understand how could this happen time and time again. Was this brought up in the court?
The casino incident is definitely a pillar in the case as to show her behavior when it came to our daughter. So, yes, it was all talked about through and throughout the case, as well as the custody evaluation from the court social worker. They always highlighted that even though it had been 3 years removed, or at least a couple years removed at that point, the problem that they had was that she never acknowledged the totality of the incident. She never acknowledged just how severe of a thing this was, how damaging this could be to a child. She just brushed it off as if, it was a small, isolated kind of incident.
So you don't think there was ever a time that you and Alicia could co-parent successfully?
Yeah, whenever I did whatever she wanted me to do, and that kind of doesn't work. The control factor is not something. The control factor that she kind of possesses is not something that anybody can really follow. So we did try to co-parent. We were doing it. I don't know. Sometimes it would last for as good as 4 months. We're fine. Then we get in an argument or disagreement about something. And now I can't see my daughter anymore. So I'm back at square one. Our disagreements was, hey, do you think I can take her to the movies? Yeah, you can take her on this date. And I'll be like, well, can I take her on the movies on Saturday? She's like, you can take her on Sunday. I'm asking about Saturday because I'm not able to take her Sundays. Things like that. When I'm not able to do something or provide in a sense, then it's okay. Well, you see why I don't bother with your father, or you see what your father does. He just doesn't care about you.
About how long the custody battle lasts?
This is what people need to kind of capitulate. When she left my daughter in the car, she was 4. I filed for custody twice before that. And the reason why I couldn't get in court is because I could never find an address to serve her. So when the casino incident happened, I filed again. We got her served. And there's a process before you have to go through before you even get a court date. And they want you to do pretty much the alternatives to actually having a trial, because that really costs the most money. They want you to try to figure this out before that point. That took 3 years. I didn't get a court date until 3 years later, when she was 7. And then when I finally got into court to have a court date, it took 18 months of trial.
Dang.
They proceeded that petition and me asking for contempt and me just pretty much reporting all the things that had been happening to the judge. Totality, it was a 5.5-year process.
And throughout the case, there were just serious allegations made towards you. The findings were unsupported. Like, how did you react to those allegations when they were first made?
I reacted already on that never been accused of something like that. I was furious, but I was more than helpful and wanting to be helpful to help them disprove whatever the allegations were. But I was upset, and my career, my job was affected. I mean, I lost things because of those allegations, so I was very upset.
Did you feel that the law enforcement and the courts investigated fairly?
I think that the process was done fairly. I just think it was done at a snail's pace versus if that were me doing some of those things that you read, it wouldn't have gone on that long.
No.
If I would have left my daughter in the car at 4 years old, I wouldn't have custody to this day. And it's just simple as that.
Needed 10 sequin cowboy hats for a bachelorette party. But what did I get? What the? But then everything was just.
I did not mean to do that. Hold on, man.
And as far as their investigation, the police, they're doing everything they're supposed to because there's more garnered attention now. But when this happened, they dropped the ball as well. There was no Amber Alert that went out. There was no posting of her being missing until about a week of her being missing. That's when the first "Have you seen this child?" photo went out. Not when it happened.
It's disturbing.
What's most disturbing is that they're in the same building as the Department of Social Services. They have the child division in the same building. So they are very familiar with the same case, the same person, and still, that's what happened.
Is this when she entered foster care?
Yeah, toward the end of the investigation. When that was concluding, she was to leave. She was in foster care for maybe 3 to 4 days. And she was scheduled to leave and move out, return back to her parents, which was me.
So she was only in foster care for 3 days. Before that, she was still with Alicia, or was she with Alicia's mother?
She might have been in foster care a little longer than that. At one point during the custody case, it got so bad that they restricted access from her mom completely. No more contact, cannot visit for the time being. And so she wasn't even supposed to have contact or be around her at all. And when it was bedtime at the house, that's when, things transpired. And a white SUV was seen standing idle in the neighborhood, a neighborhood that are single family homes. So you would know if this person doesn't belong here.
What do you know about the foster home or the foster family?
I know mom lived 5 minutes away from the actual foster house. What I know about the family, they were, it's not much of a family, it was a foster mom, and she was very friendly. I spoke to her often because I would check in on my daughter, make sure she's okay, and I never had no issues out of her. I will say that she did call me once to complain about her mother. Like, she's calling so much, she keeps coming by the house. Is there something you can do about that? And like, I don't have anything to do with that. You might want to tell the caseworker what's going on.
So she disappeared from the foster home, correct? After the verdict that Ailea was to go back into your custody full time.
Yes. So I was awarded custody first, and then the allegation came up. So then they took her back out of my home and then did the investigation. Once that was over, because I already had a custody established, she was supposed to be returned back to the custodial parent home, which was me.
Thank you for clarifying that. So let's talk about the days leading up. Like, how was she behaving? Because it seemed like a lot was going on. What seemed unusual with Ailea?
So during that 3-year span, they did what's called a custody evaluation. There's a court-appointed social worker that pretty much gets all the information from both parents, and they interview Ailea, and then they analyze the evidence to either support, refute, or provide background to whatever your claims are. So what I told the social worker was that same thing I've been saying. I don't have regular access. It's usually hit or miss, and I'm having a hard time trying to form a bond because my mom keeps trying to destroy it. No matter what I try to do, or I don't get consistent time. So when she goes back home, she goes right back to being deprogrammed or whatever the word. And then the next time I see my child, I have to start it over again. And usually it doesn't take long to get her out of that phase, but it always happens every time it's time to go back home. And how was she behaving? Honestly, when I would go to these visitation centers, when I would go to see her, we would talk just fine. Like, there would be no issues. And back to the custody evaluation, once the social worker just made her suggestion or her it's not a ruling, but her recommendation. When she made her recommendation, she said that Alicia should not have custody of the child, and she should have she's had supervised visits for the time being to allow this child to have some type of mental health treatment, counseling, a lot of intensive therapy. And when that when that recommendation came out, she told Ailea. And from that point, when we got back to the visitation center, she just stopped talking to me. And this is all documented because they have to, jot down the notes. They recognized that this did not happen until this date, and that was the date after the recommendation came out.
How far along was that before she went missing?
That was at least, I'm going to say, a year and a half, 2 years before.
When was the last conversation you had with her?
2019 is the last time I saw my daughter. Last time I gave my daughter a hug was March 27th, 2019. Her birthday is April 3rd. So I had a party set up for her. I was trying to do stuff, just to try to lighten the load, make things easier. And her birthday was coming up, so I had a party plan
Tap
for
screen,
her.
tap screen, tap screen.
Moment where
I'll be right
we
back.
at least start on a new foot, and she just never made it. Quote unquote vanished.
So when you got that phone call that your daughter was missing, who called you?
No one called me. My mother came to my house and told me. No one called me on the phone. No one from their family wanted to tell me because they knew I would have a reaction to it. So when I got over to their house, they were so friendly and trying to make it seem like, oh, this is just a small incident, small accident. Like this was just supposed to be blown over and, things happen. But her family never told me, not one.
And the white car, Alicia had 2 white cars at that time, didn't she?
Yeah, she had 2 white SUVs.
And the authorities didn't think anything into searching the vehicles or...
They said that because they cannot, or they can't ID the tag, or no one can ID that mom was in the car, or they saw actually Ailea get in the car. They said we cannot list her as a suspect, or we don't have enough probable cause. The white SUV is not enough itself to be a probable cause. It's their explanation to me.
Because I did read in the documents that the judge said that Ailea had this deep bond with her mom. Do you believe that she just had a feeling like I can't leave my mom or my mom would be upset?
She definitely had the feeling of if I show I love my dad, my mom's going to be pissed. I don't want my mom mad at me. And anything that kind of went to referring to dad was like a punishment. So it's like, you better stop doing this, so I'm going to send you to your father's house. Like that's a bad thing or something. And what she doesn't know is that's what I've been waiting for her to say for all day. Please bring me my daughter. I would love to. But, it never gets communicated that way. It's always in a negative light. I'm always painted like a super villain or predator.
Do you think she left her with someone from her past? Army, Russia, anywhere? Her background is so intense.
I mean, I'm glad that part came out about her background in the sense of now maybe the world can see that just how resourceful she can be. I'm not diverting all eyes onto her, but please now know that based on what you know about her, she is very resourceful, and I don't believe she left her with anyone. And wherever she is, definitely knows her or is in a relation to her.
How difficult was it to watch Alicia just continue building her life while Ailea was missing? Did she ever help with searching?
She has never to this day spoken publicly about this child being missing. That's one. And how did it feel? I, on the other hand, lost everything. I was going to jail several different thousand times, and losing my job, losing my car, my house, because I got fired from my job to watch and not have my child with me to watch somebody flourish in their career. I mean, it was tough to watch, but at the same time, I was so focused on trying to rebuild and get some type of foundation on my own that I really didn't have time to soak in my own depression. Life kept going, so I had to get another job. I had to find where to live, and I just had to keep rebuilding more than I had to focus on whatever she was on.
And I saw you reached out to the FBI. You had two private detectives, what did they find?
My PIs were following her for a period of time, and they followed her all the way to North Carolina. This is how I learned about the other guy involved in his child. And from Maryland to North Carolina, I'm pretty sure you can imagine that bill, the travel, the hours put in, and every day. Like, this wasn't something from just one day. She was tailing her from Sunday to Sunday. It became too expensive, and I couldn't pay for it anymore. I couldn't afford it. What they're saying and what they know is that, this is where these children are going to school. This is where she's housed, and I was just pretty much okay. I have a location for her. Now, keep building on my search. But she would just keep moving to different states: Utah, California, Canada, now Arkansas, and now Atlanta.
Were you aware about the daughter's name? And is it spelled the same way?
I knew it was spelled well. He said, how did I find out? I talked to her father. I'm pretty sure he was under the impression the name was but he just referred to her as the baby. So I don't even know if he knew what her name, was actually or not, but I spoke to her father.
What do you believe the significance is to name her second daughter with the same name as her first child?
I think the significance of that
Weird.
just shows you the extent that a person will go to keep a lie going.
Right.
You sacrifice one of your unborn children that's defenseless and named her the same name as my child to cover up whatever you did with my daughter.
What was the conversation like with her father?
Informative. I'm just gonna be as frank as I can. He was petrified of this woman after his experience. He had a lot. He was very established in his career, and that came up in jeopardy. She made a claim of, I think, assault or abuse of some sort of claim, and his job came under scrutiny. I'm not sure if he was terminated or not, but he did not want any involvement because he said, I can't go to jail. I can't lose what I have behind this woman. So he was trying to just stay far, far away from her as possible. I just don't have that story.
Now that brings me on to the third man in this. You did reach out to Tigger, and he also said he didn't want to be involved, but did he ever have any type of conversation with you?
He has never had any conversation with me, no.
But he's full aware of everything that's going on, and that she has a missing child.
Well, if he wasn't then, he for sure is now. And I don't know how he wouldn't have been then, but that's, another story for another time, but he absolutely should know now.
What do you honestly feel like happened that day that your daughter went missing?
I feel like what was reported was exactly that happened. Not the first time, my daughter ran away or got out of the house and, without permission. So she knew how to leave her house. I just feel like she wouldn't have left if she didn't have somewhere to go or somebody to pick her up. That's just not my daughter. And
so when she did run away, she was running to someone that she knew.
I'll tell you a story about the first runaway. This was when I was when we were going through the custody trial and everything. When I was granted some access to her while the trial was still going on. One of the first nights that I had her at my house, overnight, I was going to take her to school the next morning. My mom sent her with an Apple Watch and 3 phones. And when it was time to go to bed, I had no way to protect myself in the sense of, Mom keeps saying I do stuff. I don't know. I'm in here by myself with my daughter, and I don't have nothing to say or to, safeguard me from anything that might be said. So I bought a camera system, and I put it in her room to turn it on when she went to sleep. So when she went to sleep, she got a call on her Apple Watch, and she got a call on the phone. I gave her the phone just to, make her feel comfortable when she went to bed. Somebody called on the phone, and then at that point, he was giving her instructions because she started putting on clothes, started going through my closet, found socks and stuff. And then someone was at the window, all on record. Somebody was at my window, and they hopped out the window. Turns out, it was her mom. to her grandmother's house under her account. This is why I say it was staged. This is why I say, yes, she left my window, but she did not just run away. She was called and basically instructed out of my window.
So she was just really heavily under her mother's influence.
She, at that time, would do anything her mother told her, even if it was to my own detriment. I just think she don't want to let her, in her mind, I just don't think she want to let her mom down. And, you know, showing affection for someone that mom doesn't like was just off the table in that household, at least in her mind. So if mom don't like you, or mom don't like dad, you don't like dad.
What has Alicia's mother said? Because she is someone that, I mean, she's a home that Ailea would go to a lot. Was she helpful in her disappearance?
I'll put it this way, Alicia's mother has never said anything either. I'm going to try to watch my words. But her, along with Alicia, made this entire process, the trial and everything, so much harder than it actually needed to be. They caused so many problems. And she lied and said that I hit her with a shovel and tried to have me arrested.
It's the digital lifestyle. The innovative firm.
Her with a shovel and tried to have me arrested.
Dang.
Does Alicia have any siblings? Like, does Ailea have an auntie, uncle, anybody else she can go to?
She had an uncle, Alicia's younger brother, but he passed away recently. I don't know about any other family that might still be in contact. My guess is that they don't have any contact with their actual maternal side of the family. Because no one's saying anything. If I was lying, then why isn't the family coming out and saying something?
So what did the authorities tell you about the investigation? What did they find out?
I can't share everything that I know, but there's, especially in the last 7 days, there is a massive amount of information that I've learned. And what they do know is that she is not with a stranger. And they don't believe that she was just abducted or randomly picked up by somebody on the side of the road. I know I'm being a bit vague there, but it's because I don't want to jeopardize their investigation. But I assure you that there's been some shocking developments in the last 7 days that I've learned.
What can we do? How can we help you?
I'm gathering a lot of facts, and I know I don't want to say I feel like I'm close or I feel like I'm breaking ground, but the only thing that you would do is the same thing that you've been doing as far as telling them who to call, because the tips is what I'm gathering most of this information from, but they're just not identifying themselves. He's anonymous, but a lot of the information that they're sharing is confirmed and true, and it's coming from Atlanta.
And I was just about to ask you, do you think Ailea is here?
I don't want to say that out loud where I think she is, but I think she is on the East Coast for sure. And I feel like this is all really ultimately unnecessary, and this is why I just don't understand a lot about it. Like there was nothing I would have stopped my daughter from doing. Like I would have, if she wanted to go around the world, I would have let her. Like you didn't have to take my child ever, air quote.
If you could say something to Ailea right now, what would you say?
I would tell her, Ailea, I just want to be your dad again. I want to get to know who you are, the young woman you become. I've missed 7 years, and those 7 years is how you developed into the person that you are. And I wish I could have been there to every step of the way. I would have been there if I could. And I just miss you so much. I can't say how much I love you. There's not enough words, or I don't have enough time to express how I have been without you. But just know that I miss you so much, and I just want to see my daughter again.
And as far as the authorities, they're doing their thing now.
They kind of want it now that it's getting, so much attention. So they're more contacting me than they ever have. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've gotten more calls from the law enforcement in the last week than I've had in the last 6 years.
Do you think she's in danger, being that a lot of eyes are on this?
I think she's okay. I just don't know where she's at. doesn't know her. She's with somebody who is, I believe, related to her. So
please make sure you get that GoFundMe because I don't want anybody to take advantage of you during this time.
yeah, I'll actually go on the website when we end this interview. I didn't know. I was thinking about it, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do stuff too soon before I had enough details and info that I needed. I don't have legal representation. I do want to send a big thank you that I keep forgetting to do. I'm sorry, Deborah. My lawyer, Deborah Cruz, was the best attorney and is one of the best attorneys that will fight tooth and nail if she believes in you. And a lot of times I couldn't pay her, and she still worked for me. So I greatly appreciate you, Deborah. If you're looking for a family attorney that's going to go to bat for you, Deborah Cruz is who you should go to.
I really hope you all receive answers. I know I got comments on the video I did last night, and I've seen some of your family up there, and it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's invested, and everyone in my family invested from the time she left. This isn't a game to us. This isn't a game to me. Like, I don't know what kind of sick joke somebody's playing.
Right.
But, lives have been affected tremendously and forever.
I have tested a ton of chairs, and Hayward Fern sits in my top chair picks. It does an amazing job with
Affected tremendously and forever.
And that's it. Thank y'all for being here. Hold on. If you have any information about Ailea's Brown whereabouts, please do call the Baltimore County Police Department 410-887-2222. Thank you.